Great, glorious good morning to you. We are here live on the Arcata Plaza for the Kinetic Grand Championship 2023. I'm Katie, Texas, here with my co-host, Jackie Dandeneau from Playhouse Arts. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Katie. How you doing? I'm so happy to be here today with you.
I'm just over the moon to be here, and I'm so excited that you get to be here. This is the first time we've done this live on television, or at least the first time I have.
It's great. Monty Python's just going by with some coconuts. It's going to be a great day, a great morning here, and a great weekend. It's very exciting.
It's not a real horse.
It's not a real horse. It's the Monty Python coconut horse.
So I feel like we should probably start off with what the heck is going on. So the Kinetic Grand Championship is a 3-day race of human-powered artwork that goes from Arcata to Ferndale over Memorial Day weekend. I would say this is Humboldt's signature event.
Yeah, it's an amazing event that I don't think it happens any other places, does it, Katie?
Well, there's definitely kinetic sculpture races in other places.
Right.
In fact, this is the granddaddy race that sort of inspired them.
Right.
They're all over the country and have been all over the world.
Nice.
But this is the triathlon. This is 50 miles of land, sand, water, and mud. These artists have been preparing for months. This is a triathlon. The other races are obstacle courses.
Right.
No offense, some of those races are really cool. The one in, there's a great one in Baltimore, there's a great one in Port Townsend that have been going on almost as long as this race. 5 decades. This race was started in 1969.
Oh, that's warm. A little bit of fire to heat me up. That's great.
From its original roots on Mother's Day Art Festival in Ferndale, it was just 2 artists. It's grown to this. It was just a couple of sculptures and some silly people. Thank you. I got a shrubbery.
Nice.
This is going to happen all day. We're live on the street, so something's going to happen.
Ooh, I got a shrubbery too. Oh,
okay,
I feel
so these
special.
teams are coming in. We're right next to check-in, where Team Goddess, the registrar, is actually keeping track of who's here and who's not, and the registration and the descriptions. And this is a competition. This is a race. This is not a parade.
No, there are prizes and there are extreme situations that they're going to be going through to get from here to Ferndale.
Definitely, plenty of kinetic challenges.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the machines are entirely human powered. So that means, so they call it the kinetic race, because everything has to be kinetic.
Yes.
Not potential, no batteries.
No batteries, no power. Everybody has to have like a gallon of water for everybody on the machine. So there's some safety involved in that too.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that's happening here on the plaza right now, is all the different judges are checking the teams to make sure that they have the things that they're supposed to have.
Right.
Teams are supposed to have things like water, like you say, and a teddy bear. Every team needs a teddy bear. Do you know why they need a teddy bear?
No, why, Katie?
Well, it's actually for psychological comfort.
Oh, good. What is it? A service teddy bear.
Exactly. And it's just because your mom can't come with you on your team, unless, of course, your mom is on your team, then your mom needs a teddy bear.
Nice.
Teams also, they're not required to have fire. This is an evolution that's happened in the last several years. Teams adding kinetic thrills are actually one of the things that the art judges are going to be looking for.
Cool.
Do I know what this big bumblebee with the flames
is
Team
called? Peon. Oh no, it's B.
Team Half Fast. Team Half Fast is what's the name of your sculpture?
Yeah.
What? Team Half Fast. It's a serious Monty Python thing. They're the ones who handed us the shrubbery.
Yes.
These are Black Knights back here. They're Team Half Fast. Half Fast. If you say that too quickly, it's inappropriate.
Exactly.
For television.
For television.
But they're the ones who have given us shrubbery, and they have some murderous little bunnies, and they were shouting "me" earlier.
Right.
So I think this is these are very silly people. Watch out when you go near them; you might get slapped by a fish. So other judging that the teams are being subjected to. Jack, do you have a copy of the rules there?
I sure do have a copy of the rules here.
That's a team description.
Yeah. So they have, this is the judging rules. Oh no, this is the official rules. To note that official is spelled O-F-F-I-S-H-U-L. That kind of sets the tone for the officialness of the official rules. There's lots of rules here. Looking at
the first rule is Rule A for amusement.
Yes.
Happiness is the gift we give and get. So I think basically, if you're not having fun, they penalize you here at the Kinetic Race.
Yes. I have a ribbon too, just to match Shoshana, our judge over there. I'll try not to take your eyes out.
So teams are competing for awards in art, obviously it's a sculpture race, but also speed, it is a race, engineering, and pageantry. And then we've got a camera pointed over at pageantry. So these teams are going to go around the circle. They're going to start at the tech check, where some folks with very safety-minded people take a look and make sure that they have their water and their 5-gallon bucket and their teddy bear.
And their brakes work.
And
the brakes work.
The brakes work. And then they have a rather dramatic brake test over on the other side of the plaza, where a very brave individual named Rampmeister stands right in the middle of the road and insists that the teams come barreling at him at full speed and then try and stop. And if you hit Rampmeister, you're weirdly enough not disqualified.
You just get to go ahead, but with a note that your brakes are faulty. That happens to me so often on the highway. You know, I get stopped and they're like, oh, you know, just keep going. Be careful with your brakes.
I know you hit that officer, but
I know, exactly.
We need to give you a fix-it ticket.
Carry on. So there's also, the awards are given out in Ferndale at the end of the race. This year they're going to have an award in Arcata before the race begins. So they have one award for the Immaculate Contraption is coming in Arcata.
Okay.
And so it's the contraption that, the machine that looks like it may sustain the most cosmetic damage in the course of the race.
So if your machine is like made of white carpet or
exactly.
something.
It's like, you're probably going to get dirty and you're the most immaculate contraption to make it to the end. So that's a new award today that will be given out by Mayor Sarah Scher.
Oh, exciting.
At some point. They won't have to carry it with them, but they'll get it at the end.
If you win an award in Arcata, you should carry it to the finish line.
You should carry it to the finish line. And it's really heavy, so that'll add some weight.
And then you can get a bonus for that. You get a time bonus.
Yeah.
There's another award that teams win technically in Arcata, and that is the Golden Dinosaur, which is the award for the team that breaks down first after leaving the plaza. So, which brings us to the Le Mans start. The culmination of this particular broadcast today, here Saturday, day 1 of the Kinetic Grand Championship, is going to be the giant Le Mans style start, where all the teams are going to hit the street at once. Right now they're trickling in. They're coming in one at a time, past the goddess here at the registration desk behind us, you know, showing us some love. Then they go around to their different judging, tech check, ace judges. Engineers are going to take a close look at what they've got going on. The art judges, obviously, are going to check them out, looking for kinetic thrills and color and originality. Then they'll go through the brake tests, make sure they don't hit Rampmeister. And then they're going to do pageantry. And then, once all the teams have done that, they're going to hit up an assigned spot. They'll all be parked in a certain spot around the plaza. And at noon, the noon siren is going to go off in Arcata here. It's going to be really, really loud, and all the teams are going to have their pilots are going to be on one side of the street, and the machines are going to be on the other. And they're going to suddenly jump up and run across the street, jump into their machines, get started, and start going around and around and around the plaza. Everybody is moving. They'll open the gate and dump them out into the bottoms, and then they go apple peppers, and then they'll go. The first team to break down once they leave the plaza gets that Golden Dinosaur award.
Nice. It's a great time to come to the plaza too. If you're in Arcata, or even if you're not, you still have time to get down here and take a look at the machines up close and see the work that the people have done. I mean, a lot of these people, they don't get paid for it. There's not a lot of money making involved in the. But there's such passion and drive, and people do it year after year. And so come on down and give them some love and show them some, appreciation for everything they do for our community. And just amazing machines, and a chance to see them up close before they spin into action.
Before they hit a tree at the bottom of the sand dune, or fall over in the bay.
And everybody's so full that they're all like amped up and ready to go. It's a great time down here, and the farmers market is happening too, so there's lots to see and do. And you can line up along 8th Street if you don't have a spot on the plaza to see them as they head out into the bottoms. But that's an exciting thing. Being an observer, because I've never actually been in it, Katie.
You've never actually been in the race?
No, I would like to be one day on a team, but that's not ever happened. So,
but you live in or you don't live in Arcata, but you're in Arcata often.
I'm in Arcata,
so it's definitely. I think a lot of people think of this as an Arcata event, but of course it starts in Arcata and then immediately leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
And later today, the teams are going to head out to. They'll go out to Samoa Dunes. Yeah. There's a party over at the Manila Dunes Community Center there. Big community party there where the teams are going to change into their sand gears. So we do mean all terrain. They're going to go from going on the road. Right now they're on their little skinny road tires. They're going to go out there and they're going to basically put on what amounts to snowshoes a lot. If you've got skinny road tires, they put on these big giant sort of pads on their wheels and then drop down into a pumpkin gear. A big, wide, slow and low, crawling up the hill gear. And then they go on the sand. They go up and you're getting bribed.
Oh,
they're going up and over. Thank you.
Oh, nice. What's this say? Utter nonsense. Oh, good one.
Utter nonsense.
Adam Wanden's team, utter nonsense.
Excuse me.
How's that work when his wife is on the judging committee? Is there like any nepotism there or favoritism?
I don't know.
For Mr. Wanden?
I do know that. I do know that cheating is a privilege in kinetics.
Yeah.
It's not a right, but it is definitely part of the process, which is where this whole bribe thing came from.
Yeah, that's great. A father-daughter team we've got there.
Right, and Princess Sparkle Lumina is
the mother,
adjacent to that team, the mother of this team.
Yes.
A good example there of a full family team. Dad's piloting, and the daughter's in the second pilot seat behind. And what a fun family thing. And I think if you can manage to go into the dunes in a kinetic sculpture with people, what is this giant goose called?
The giant goose.
I just wanted to say, if you go into the sand with somebody and you come out and you're still friends, you've got something special. That's all. It's a good bonding experience.
Yeah.
So the goose, that is a something flock, a flock of glory, a glorious flock.
I'm gonna look. I think they signed up late, so I don't. Today.
I'm gonna call them Mother Goose. No,
Mother
it's not.
Goose.
I think it's a flock of something. It's a heck of a flock, and they. No. So the teams do have these nameplates on them, and they have numbers. So if they don't have their name actually written on it, there'll be a nameplate that'll have a number on it, and you can look it up by their team number. Like, see, the goddess is so organized.
Right.
We've got a wonderful list of teams here. I just like how all of the baby geese are following them and honking. That looks fun.
Flocking, making that V formation. That's what I look forward to as they move forward into the actual motion of the goose.
Are they riding in a V formation?
Are they riding in a V formation? That would be a big points for me.
Oh, here we got Plan B.
Yes.
Is coming up to the check-in desk. Oh, and Team Goddess Racing with their big, is that the big pink bunny? I think so.
Yeah.
Teams are starting to, oh yeah, there they are, back there.
Yeah.
So the teams are lining up here on H Street, getting ready for the check-in process so they can continue into the judging. And eventually, one of them is going to make it all the way around past break check and over to the pageantry judges, where they're going to do some kind of something.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Yeah.
I've seen some formation dancing with megaphones happen with Hamtastic earlier in front of the pageantry judges. Some great formation work. So I'm really looking forward to that. Kind of that cheerleading, choreographed dance mode.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of that, a lot of dancing, a lot of cheering.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will just strike a pose. There's one team called Swing Kids that before has been out there just doing actually swing dancing.
Nice.
Full-on dance routines. I think they're helping on the race side this year.
Yeah.
But we're sitting here
looking at the Sailor Moonshiners. That's really, and they got great little short skirts and boots and standing with their feet kind of pigeon-toed. It's like they are embodying Sailor Moonshine.
This is like it's a full theater production.
It is.
It's like Broadway on wheels.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the fact that it goes, not like you say, it starts in Arcata, but it goes through Eureka and it goes through, ends up in Ferndale. It's such a huge, joining of all the cities, really. That's the exciting part about the Kinetics too.
Absolutely. It's like I said, this is Humboldt's largest event, and that's why. I mean, it is thousands of people that show up, but it's also crosses 5 different municipalities.
Nice.
You have the permitting, the nonprofit Kinetic Universe that actually runs this party. It's an actual nonprofit. It's a business. This doesn't just happen on accident. They work with 5 different municipalities, over 26 permitting bodies between local governments and contractors and private property owners. They go through public land, parks, out in the Samoa Dunes, where they're going to go do that change into their big snowshoes later on. That's a public park, and then they go out on the beach and they go onto some land that belongs to Friends of the Dunes. The team here doing their pageantry.
Yeah. I was trying to find out some information about the Tootsie Roll Park.
The Tootsie Roll?
Tootsie Roll. I think it's called the Tootsie Roll. Okay. I like the roll. I like the way they roll the Tootsie Roll.
It's getting pretty crowded here. A crowd coming into the Arcata Plaza. You can. Oh, let's see if we can hear them.
I said, what a day! Will you meet us? James Berry.
All right, good for them, yeah. And we just want to say a quick thanks to the Garden Gate and the Jam for letting us post up right in front of them. We got the remote truck out here, we got the cameras, we got Jacqueline and myself here in our little anchor chairs. We wanted to bring out the whole desk, but they said the backdrop would get in the way, so we couldn't do that. But thank you so much, and then of course the City of Arcata and Kinetic Universe for helping make sure that we got room to do this so that we can pull this off. The Kinetic Race is such a bonding experience for the whole community. I think people come out from all walks of life to see this. It's not only artistic weirdos, but bike enthusiasts.
Exactly, families. One of the things that really impressed me too was like the age range of people who are building the machines with the Kinetics, like the school, Colfax School, was that what it's called?
Oh, Colfax High, yeah.
Colfax High that builds their machine, and then you've got them right up against, June Moxon and Robert and those guys who've been doing it for a while, and they're all in the same thing and the same enthusiasm. That to me, that's really exciting that you don't see in a lot of places. That sort of broad range of skills and age and participation and encouraging, first timers and people who've been doing it for 11 years. So
yeah, we've got pilots out here that are 14 years old and pilots out here that have topped 70. I think Ken Beidelman's team likes to get up on the mic at the awards ceremony and give the combined age of their team, which is impressive. Of course, they've been doing it a really long time, almost as long as Team Melvin, who's recently retired. But Ken's been in this, and June has been in this for over 30 years.
yeah.
They were friends of Hobart, of course, back when the race was a little bit different. It sort of evolved through the years. It started out on Mother's Day in Ferndale.
Yep.
Any old Mother's Day. In 1969,
I was 5.
Hobart went over to his friend's house who was building a big weird bicycle thing, and he was like, I can do better than that. And so he built the pentacycle, and I probably got that backwards. Sorry, robot. Apologizing to the kinetic historian.
Oh, nice.
But basically, 2 artists were out there building, and they decided to get competitive about it.
Nice.
And then 12 teams signed up for that very first race, but it was just a couple blocks down Main Street in Ferndale. And here we are, 50-something years later, racing over 50 miles. They're all the way down the coast. They're going to head out up and down Dead Man's Drop today, and hopefully we're going to get some footage of that we can show you tomorrow. But Dead Man's Drop is in the Samoa Dunes, in the Weegi Dunes, which is under the stewardship of the Friends of the Dunes. And it's actually just a really beautiful place. It's the largest contiguous dune forest on the coast. It's just a glorious place to be. So if you're in Humboldt, you should walk out there. Come out and check out the race. Check out Dead Man's Drop in person. I highly recommend full body mesh suits because the mosquitoes are big enough to carry away small children.
And speaking of the environment and preserving the environment, this is the trash. They eat trash, and so they want you to throw plastic so they can eat trash. Kind of a spin on environmentalism. So they're the trash. I can't remember their exact name, but their whole thing is about that they want plastic, they want to eat plastic. So not only do you get to design these machines and do this thing, you get to dress up in wacky costumes and talk about eating trash and dance in front of judges. An amazing event. When you talk about going through the dunes too, one of the things in the rules is that it is on Wiyot land, and to respect the land and respect the land that they're going through. And so that's a big part of the racers too, is not to show up, have a big party and leave beer cans all over the dunes, but it's really about, you know, leave no trace, respect those dunes, respect the land that you're riding on, including, you know, we're all on Wiat land coming through Arcata, going out to Ferndale, so that's a big part of the rules, which I think is really important and a really an amazing part of the Kinetics, that there's fun and there's respect and they go together. So sometimes we think that they're, you know, apart from each other, but there's such a weaving of all of these things.
Absolutely. I think an appreciation for interacting with the really beautiful environment around here is a big part of what makes Kinetics so fun. It's not just that we're out here human powering some artwork, it's that we get to do it in an obstacle course that is just world class. And Kinetic Universe works with the Wiat tribe to help and bring some visibility, and they actually include the Wiat names for different things in their spectator's guide. So there are Sulatluk, that's the Wiat language. There are Sulatluk words for different things, including going into the water. I don't have them in front of me. Not a language I speak, but a language that is getting more visibility because Kinetic Universe is helping to amplify that voice.
Where do people find the Kinetics guide so they can really see what's going on from get to go?
There's kineticgrandchampionship.com. You can find the Spectator's Guide, and that's a great way to find out where you should go and see the Kinetic race in person. If you're in Humboldt County this weekend, this is definitely something you should check out. And there's lots of different ways to see it. Today we've got Dead Man's Drop, which is quite a hike out into the dunes. But there's other opportunities like on the Eureka waterfront tomorrow, where if you have, you aren't up for quite a hike, you want to watch from the car, you want to be able to walk with small children in a stroller. There's lots of different ways that you can see the race all through the different 3 days, including just, checking out some spots along the course. Just find where the course is and go get out your bikes and ride.
Yeah, we just saw a flash of Cowpocalypse.
Cowpocalypse.
So they called it an REM Speedwagon. You know, that's right. That's right in my pocket. So we got Cowpocalypse right now in front of the pageantry judges, I believe. Is that what they're called, Katie?
That's pageantry. Yeah.
Yeah. So they say they're a 4-wheel drive flat tire technology with a very special, never before seen left-hand drive.
Never
before seen. We don't know if that's true because there's bribery and all things are on the go. But I just like that they talked about REM Speedwagon because
and lies are definitely part of
that was my university album.
Oh yeah.
We're
dating Jackie.
Yeah, date me. I love being dated. 59, I'm okay. It's all going good so far.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think Baywatch just came in the view.
Nice.
The whole pageantry thing started actually probably about 20 years ago. Not that there wasn't pageantry before, but there was one particular year where June Moxon had 20 cowboys and cowgirls on her pit crew, and back then you could get an award for having the best pit crew. Your pit crew is the folks who take care of you and your machine all through the race. They're the ones bringing you water, they're the ones fixing things. If you're in a legal push zone and you're trying to actually win the race, the pit crew are the only ones who are allowed to touch you or touch your machine. So there's awards for best pit crew, and then one year June showed up with this pit crew that basically just did a Broadway-style song and dance number, wowed the judges, won best pit crew but never touched a tool, and folks are like, that isn't a pit crew, it's pageantry.
Yeah.
And so they invented the Pageantry Award, which for a while counted towards Grand Champion, which is actually the title that all these teams are vying for right now. They're trying to become the Kinetic Grand Champion for 2023, and that is the team that gets the most points.
Nice. And
as you might imagine,
can be bribe points too, correct?
There can be bribe points.
Yeah.
Mostly Grand Champ counts your art, speed, and engineering. Right. Pageantry doesn't actually count towards Grand Champion because they're looking to really tie into the roots of the race. What Hobart Brown, the glorious founder of Kinetic Racing, what he intended was that it be an art race that pushes the boundaries of engineering, and you have to have speed in there because otherwise it's not a race. And you can see different teams take a different focus. Some of them are more about the art. Some of them are obviously in it for the speed.
Yeah.
Some of them are just here for the party, I think.
Great. All of those things are awesome. support it all. I see a little bit of an apocalypse theme going on too, like just a little bit of like, what is this world that we're in right now, which is, it's cool to see it reflected in art. Like right now we have the skeleton of a fish and some
Let's see, this is
baby skulls, you know.
140, that is Spawn of the Dead.
Yeah. So,
okay, is this like a low river water message here? They're concerned about the salmon. I can see that.
Yeah.
Spawn of the Dead
Spawn
behind
of the
us.
Dead, yeah.
And they're running on some of these rigid tires, which are really interesting. All the different engineering strategies that teams employ to human power their sculptures from here to Ferndale, because they can't just. It has to be light. Your machine has to be light. It has to be sturdy. It also has to look cool, because if it doesn't look cool, it doesn't work, as every 6-year-old knows. Then things like stripes make you go faster.
That's right. There's also a sculpture. I was thinking that I just saw it up there, the Shania train.
The Shania train, yes, all in leopard print.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a consistent style there.
Yeah. I think one of the things I was looking at was sort of the welcoming environment of the racers, and that there's not, even though there's a competition for things to happen and there's all these different ways, I feel like the kinetic sculpture embodies what we could all look for in terms of working together and, you know, and helping each other and being in awe of other people's things and being supportive of new people and old people, and that it feels like such a welcoming community. And I know that's one of the rules, is to be, you know, welcoming. So even though there's a competition, it's a healthy competition that says, yay, you won, not, you won and I should have won. That's what it feels like from the outside, from me looking from the outside. I don't know what goes on behind, you know. It's like what goes
it's really
on
actually a very cutthroat thing. No, you absolutely hit it. It's all for the glory.
Yeah.
Nobody's, like I said, was getting paid to do this. It's just a fun thing to do with your friends. Folks are out here because they love the spirit of it, because they love the community aspect, because they like making art, because they love the engineering challenge, because they are bicycling enthusiasts. Because they're environmental enthusiasts. Maybe the thing that they really love is the Weegi Dunes, or they just really love being on the bay, or they just love showing off. I think I got into this because I was in a painting class with Dwayne Flatmo back in 2003, the Rural Borough Mural Bureau.
Oh, that's good. On the side of, it's still there on Scrapper's Edge.
Oh, well, you know, that was one of the ones we did. We did over a dozen murals while I was working there with them, and he invited me to be on his pit crew one year. So my very first year in Humboldt, I was on a kinetic team, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just put on a giant puppet, and I went to the plaza, and holy cow, what a crazy community. But it was that inviting spirit. It was that, like, come make art with us, come play with us, come, you know, be friends. That not only drew me into kinetic racing and to working in the kinetic sculpture lab with all those great folks, but also to actually just staying in Humboldt.
Nice.
I moved up here from Texas, and I was going to go somewhere else, but then I was like, this place is awesome.
Nice.
You got gorgeous beaches and crazy artist types who go do ridiculous things just for glory.
Yeah.
Absolutely a great place to be.
You know, art as, you know, sorry, get my soapbox out. Art is creative placemaking, to say when you have a vibrant art scene and when you have things going on for people, people stay, i.e. Katy, Texas.
Exactly.
So it's really exciting to see that in motion, really, to see that in motion and connecting all the communities together. It's so fun. And I like the idea of kinetic integrity, you know, just to keep coming back to kinetic integrity, that they say if you don't have kinetic integrity, you lose points. You can have things deducted if you're not in terms of, you know, living up to the kinetic integrity. Just reading the rules here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you know.
I wanted to mention about Dead Man's Drop, an interesting fact about the dune itself, that there are 2 endangered species that are thriving up there, 2 endangered plants, the beach laelia and the Humboldt wallflower, and they are found almost nowhere else. In fact, the Humboldt wallflower is found in the Weegi Dunes, and I'm pretty sure that's the majority of the population, so they are very endangered plants. But they're thriving up there on top of Dead Man's Drop. And when the property changed hands recently, they had a biologist go out and do some surveys and look at all the different flora and fauna that were out there. And they found these, and they asked them, well, what about these endangered species? Is it safe to continue having the kinetic race come through here if there's these endangered plants up on top of the dune? And they said, well, how long has it been going on? They're like, 35, 40 years on the dune. And the biologist said, well, obviously this is good for the flowers. The fact that thousands of people and all of these big giant machines come out there and clear the sand, the open sand on the top of that dune of other plants, allows those two species to move into the open sand where they really love to be, whereas otherwise they might get choked out by other grasses.
Oh, cool.
So the kinetic race is saving endangered species.
It's a conservation race. It's everything all wrapped into one.
It's literally.
Exactly. I like this 119. I don't know what the name is. What's your name?
Beach, please.
Beach, please.
Oh, beach, please.
Beach, please. Nice.
Can you see that?
Yeah. I think that's another one that I don't have a description of, but they
This
look
is probably
very good. If a little chilly.
You know, there's a lot of festivals that happen here on the Arcata Plaza. Arcata's a town that's lucky enough to have an actual town square where community events tend to focus. There's other great places to be in Arcata for sure. The Creamery District, of course, being one. But here we have an actual town square, and I think this is definitely my favorite thing that happens here. But I think it's probably the most crowded it gets. What do you think?
Yeah, it and Oyster Fest probably, and maybe Fairy Fest is bringing up the thing on that too. It's Fairy Fest is coming up, so you have this Fairy Fest, Oyster Fest, Farmers Market, but this is packed. Like,
yeah, look at that. Look at that overhead here.
There are people, and there's food to be had too. So if people make you hungry, just being in that group of people, you can stop by and grab some food.
You mean thirsty?
Any thirsty, hungry,
beach
whatever.
please with their thirst traps out there.
Yeah, exactly. Beach, please. Yeah. It's
Sorry, we're getting distracted. Thanks to the North Coast, the Growers Association for scooting the farmers market over for Kinetics. They do that every year. Of course, normally Saturday mornings is farmers market time here in Arcata, and the community comes out to get their fresh veggies.
Yeah.
But they scooted over for us this year, which is not for us, for Kinetics, which they do every year, which is very nice of them.
Yeah, and it's still going on. There's still vendors there and things to buy, and go by and check things out after the race, or check out the racers and then go to the farmers market. You can do all of that.
You still have, there is, it's coming.
Oh yeah, it's this June's machine, the clown.
This is,
it's here.
it's
Here it comes. And
here, here it comes. So that's going to be Ken Beidelman.
Ken Beidelman, yeah.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
This clown was part of the haunted kinetic lab.
Oh.
There was a place where you're going through the haunted lab, and that thing comes flying at you with those big giant hands too. That's actually part of it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting fundraiser. The Kinetic Lab is a warehouse nearby over in the Creamery District where there's sometimes 4 or 5 teams that have different bays all in this big building, and they build their sculptures in there. It was the first place I landed in the kinetic world, and it's just really fun because they all been doing it for a really long time, and after they take their artwork off their machine, they hang it in the ceiling, so the whole place is just dripping with kinetic artwork from decades of racing.
Yeah.
But that's where you see some of these bigger teams. Ken Beidelman's in there, June Moxon, Lucas Thornton and his team are in there.
Lush Newton and Malia Penhall.
And that's what's the animal with the Dr. Teeth?
With the what?
Dr. Teeth, what's Lush's team this year? What's the name?
Hamtastic, I think.
Hamtastic Glory.
Hamtastic Glory still?
Hamtastic Glory is
they
the
might
name
be
of the
called
team.
something else this year.
But they definitely have a Muppet theme.
They have a Muppet theme. It's the Muppet
Here we
Band.
go. Team
Oh, there you go.
the Shania Train.
Shania Train.
Can we hear them?
Yes.
So you can see where this doesn't necessarily count as being a pit crew. Teams work for a good long time on these things. And of course, when you're looking for glory and you see a camera, you're going to go for it.
Exactly.
Teams will do this, they'll stop and do their pageantry here on the plaza, because this is where the pageantry judges are. But also, they'll do it at the water entry. They may just stop at any old glory spot and do that. I like having a pit crew that interacts with the team, that has something that like narratively works.
Yeah.
Like the geese, the big goose and the little geese honking along behind them. Or the bandstand, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, has got the Dr. Teeth puppets all following them.
Right, and I can't remember what their machine's called. It was fantastic last year, but it's something with the Muppet band. So they have Muppets all around them, riding their pit crew with all Muppet heads.
Got a Nyan cat there. Or maybe it's just spitting out rainbows.
Oh, that's it. It's Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Oh, is that just what it's called?
Yeah, it's called Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, because Dr. Teeth is the Muppet band.
It's my favorite band.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Beach please moving past here.
Nice.
Let's look at some of the ACE rules. The ACE rules that teams have to follow. So like we said, there's two different categories. Well, there's a million categories. You can attempt to go for an ACE, which means finishing the race, trying your hardest, following all the rules. Teams don't have to ace to enter. In fact, some teams enter just for funsies and they aren't actually capable, like they might not have flotation. They just want to test out on the dunes. Or there's a giant floating puppet theater that comes through, and they do various magic, which is not strictly allowed in the rules. But if you do want to win that title of Grand Champion, you're going to have to get an ace, which is
Oh, look at that. I'd like to be Vanna White on this one.
Oh, I'm not on camera. Nope, there I am.
Oh, there you go. The ace.
My ace. I did actually finish the race one time, and I wear this like a badge of honor. There's folks out here with just piles of ace and pilot medals on them, because it's a really challenging thing to do. You have to human power your craft and everything you need all the way from Arcata to Ferndale. Nobody can push you, nobody can pull you, nobody can help you out. And your drive has to be actually part of the machine. So a lot of teams rely on essentially bike parts or motorcycle parts. So you're pedaling.
Right.
My necklace is,
oh,
thank
look
you.
at that.
Okay, there we go.
Let's revel in that ace glory for a moment. That's
just
hard
ignore
won.
the fact. And teams are also going around the plaza and they're passing out all of these bribes to the crowd. That's why folks are excuse me, folks are stopping to give us fun stuff here. And there is actually an award for best bribe. I won that one year. The judge just took my bribe and then spray painted it gold and gave it back to me as a trophy. Like, that's a great trophy.
Yeah.
I know, because I made it. It's awesome. So ace teams. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My director is talking to us right now about the kineticgrandchampionship.com, which is the official website of the race, of the event itself, and that's where you can go and find out more details. You can take a look at these rules yourself. There's an abridged version where you can kind of just tip away and see what they're doing, and then there's a full fat version where you can see all the complicated things that these teams actually have to do to win that ace, or actually have to do even just to participate.
And you can check out the different teams too. There's a part where you can check out the racers and those who've gotten their stuff in, and
You got the Spectator's Guide there. It's going to show you where the different glory spots are going to be, how to park, what the accessibility looks like, if you have varying mobility, or you want to bring grandma out or bring the kids out, where's going to be good, what's going to suit you. So go to kineticgrandchampionship.com. And thanks again to Kinetic Universe. That's the nonprofit that's running this event. They've been incredibly helpful, making sure that we get to bring the glory to you here live on KEET TV.
Nice.
This is a new way of kineticgrandchampionship.com there, Memorial Day weekend.
Yep, find out all about the things.
And we do encourage you to come out and see the race in person. We'll be here, the teams are here on the plaza doing their thing all the way through the Le Mans style start at noon, which is kinetic noon, close to real noon as they care to, as they can manage it. Grateful Squid coming up H Street, getting ready for check-in.
Nice.
Looking very festive there.
Grateful Squid, that's awesome. See if we have anything written about Grateful Squid that I can say.
Oh yeah, you check that out. Meanwhile, I'll tell you.
And we're back in the studio, Al. And what do you think about the kinetic sculpture race? All right.
It's live, so something's going to happen.
Sorry about that.
No.
I just had to do it.
Yeah, good for you.
Never been on the news.
And now you are.
Wanted, no.
Oh, right. Other places you can come and see the race. So you can come out to the plaza here. At noon, they're going to start. They're going to head out through the bottoms. That'd be a good time to go to the Manila Dunes Community Center and check that out, or hike out to Dead Man's Drop if you're up for a beach day. And then later on, the finish line for the race is actually at Halverson Park in Eureka on the waterfront, which is where the water entry is going to be tomorrow. So that's a good place to go see them after all that drama.
Yeah.
After all the damage.
Yeah, exactly. And also a chance, don't they have they have things for people to engage with in Halverson Park? Like, aren't there vendors and things going on there in Halverson Park?
They've got at the finish line party, they'll have food trucks and a merch booth and some music, and then the announcers out there talking up the teams that are coming in. But the real show is getting to see those kinetic sculptures up close and personal. Yeah. Similar to here on the plaza, where you can just walk right up to them and check it out, see what's going on. But they're after all their trek through the dunes and the dune forest. You see the damage to the pit crews and the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
The pit crew themselves sometimes.
Yeah. And here come the bubbles from the squid, because it wouldn't be the. Here come the bubbles.
If you're going to have a squid, you got to have bubbles.
Yeah, exactly. In a kinetic sculpture race without bubbles, what is that? There's lots of bubbles around.
So there's other things that ACE teams have to have. We talked about the bucket and the tools and the teddy bear. Yes. Teams also have to have a tooth for every pilot. Oh. And a sleeping bag for every pilot. And I'm going to take credit for a Fosby flop here, which is that every team has to have a sleeping bag for every pilot, which means that they put a sleeping bag into a bag and they attach it to their machine somewhere. And they're heavy. Sleeping bags are heavy. So we actually, on Hoosier Daddy, one year, we brought emergency blanket sleeping bags, which are about the size of like a toaster pastry. That fit in your pocket, and because we had 10 pilots, and putting 10 sleeping bags on there where we didn't have overhead arms, like where are we going to put it? We're all going to be sitting on them. You know, it was too hot, it's too much weight. So we did, technically they're sleeping bags, and the ACE judge says, like, that's not a sleeping bag. He made us open it up. It was one of my pilots, opened it up, got inside. It's one of these, like you're gonna microwave them, right? And make them crispy. Nice. But he fit in there, and now I've noticed a lot more teams are using emergency bags. Nice. Which is better than what they used to do, which is just cheat by putting helium-filled balloons inside of a sleeping bag, and then attaching that to their sculpture from the underside. So technically, it's buoyancy, I think. Oh. No, probably not. Right. Flying. If you were lifting. If you were. Yeah. I don't think that filling your machine with helium would be against the rules. I think you can do that. You can use sails. There's some question about whether or not you can use sails, but the rules do state that you can get help from the wind or the sun or gravity. And you can put flotation devices as part of your machine as long as they're a part of your machine, as long as you race with them, or is it a thing that you race and then you have your flotation device? The beat just dropped behind us. Yeah, you do have to have, if you're going to ACE, you have to carry your flotation with you. Oh. It doesn't necessarily have to be ready to float. So you'll see a lot of teams will have essentially big pontoons, and when it's time to get into the water, they'll attach flotation arms, attach additional hardware to their machine, and then attach the pontoon to that. So they basically end up like catamarans, like a big kinetic catamaran. Some teams, like 130 behind us, Kiko Antics, has foam actually on their machine, and that saves you time in your transition, so your time is shorter, so you're faster, but then you have to carry foam, which is heavier than air. Right, it's true. So good scientific analysis. There's a trade-off there. We also talk about, the cost of things. So building something out of mild steel conduit, it's inexpensive and it's easy to work with, but it rusts. and it's a little heavy. Once it's big enough to be structurally sound to do this kind of thing. So people use chromoly, and then that gets really expensive. So, and then, oh my gosh, building materials have gotten really expensive now. And then you look at bike gearing, and people want to use bike brakes versus motorcycle brakes, which are better but heavier. And there's all these trade-offs. And really, kinetic sculpture race engineers are solving human-powered transportation problems, non-fossil fueled transportation problems that the world doesn't know it has yet. And these folks are already out here live testing these things on the road, on the water.
And that kind of innovative thinking, like, is what we need right now.
Absolutely.
That thinking, like you're talking about your sleeping bags and what that is, and how you can innovate around things. I mean, it may seem like cheating and it all may seem like fun, but that's the kind of thinking that we really want to, foster in our world. And, so these are all social do-gooders here today.
Well, I think about it as a kind of art exploration, like we want to encourage exploration in science. We want scientists to be looking at something and asking questions and being like, I wonder what would happen if. I'm going to make up a challenge for myself and then try to do it under these constrained circumstances. And when scientists do that, when they scratch that little itch, that little inspiration, that curiosity, it can lead to completely unexpected things. Penicillin. Thank you very much. Not that we're inventing penicillin out here, but these kineticists, they're scratching that creative itch, that engineering itch. They're doing it for glory, but they're coming up with things that have real-world applications. And I'll tell you one that I really like to talk about. There's a machine called the Magic School Bus, which is not here, but they have these wonderful cast fiberglass wheels, which are buoyant on their own. They look like giant tractor tires, but they've got this little hard ridge going down it, so it's kind of like if you wrapped a tractor tire in a giant 10-speed tire. So on the road, it's on this tiny little ridge, it's super fast. In the sand, it has these giant treads that are just biting through the sand. And then on the water, the whole thing's made out of cast fiberglass. It's rigid, it's airtight, so now it's just a giant thing of flotation. So somebody looked at this problem of how do you human power something across land, sand, water, and mud, and they invented these wheels that do all of those things all at once. Why isn't everybody using them? Well, because they're cast fiberglass and it's hard to do. But it turns out that wheel has other applications, including frozen lake rescue, where if you need, because right now, or more recently, if somebody falls through the ice onto a lake, the strategy for getting them out is to belly out to them and try and get them to grab onto something, pull them out. It's really dangerous. It's really hard to do. And so the inventor of those wheels has taken this concept to rescue organizations and parks organizations so that they can have a machine that are probably motor powered instead of human powered, but it can go from the snowy bank out onto the ice. And then if the ice breaks and it's falling in the water, then it's just in the water, that's fine. And they can go and help people. So there's these real world applications for the totally random, silly problems that we are inventing for ourselves here. Got some kids, there's a bubble storm happening.
I know, there's a bubble storm happening, and there's child interlopers, which are always good for fun. And I was going to say something and I forgot what I was going to say.
A little kid came and ran into our cables.
Squirrel, easy distraction. I'll just do my ribbon for a little bit here. Here comes the squid.
Oh, and right now coming up to Pageantry is Colfax High with their leader Christian, who we were talking about bringing in that next generation, and those high school teams I think are really the thin end of the wedge. The magnet's going to get them roped in. And some of these teams are doing engineering classes. Maybe they do a cross-disciplinary thing where the engineering students and the art students, or there's people who are doing those STEM education.
Not STEM, STEAM,
But then you get the A in there and you make it STEAM if you really want to power along. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But, well, we're both artists.
We're preaching to the choir here.
Right, yeah.
But,
I mean, the arts aren't just they're an excellent way to teach all of those other things. Clearly, this is an excellent way to teach engineering because it's super duper fun. Music teaches math. Arts teaches engineering and chemistry and project management and all kinds of great things. So this just turns people into just well-rounded people, and I appreciate that there's educators out there that are running kinetic teams because they can see that that is going to be a great way to get them really, really psyched, really energized and engaged in the process of meeting this fascinating challenge.
Yeah. It's fun to see everybody so, here at the start, that everybody's so hopeful or so excited about what's going to proceed forward, and doing their dances and pageantry and in front of the judges, such different levels of it. Like Shania Twain had a whole choreographed thing, and some people are a single person, and what do we got there right now? That's the squid people.
That's the other. They're looking at.
They're looking at.
That's near us. We're over here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
We're looking at check-in here.
Us, yeah.
And teams are trying to get through all those different judging stations so that they can get over to their break test, they can get to pageantry, and they can get to their spot. And it looks pretty chaotic, but it's rather tightly choreographed. Every team has a check-in time. Yeah. They're in just a few minutes apart so that they can come in staggered one after another, sort of pulse their way through so that it doesn't end up in a weird bottleneck.
Do they decide the check-in times like by a lottery, or do teams, when they sign up, get to choose their check-in time?
I believe it's kind of a combination. Team Goddess knows who is still welding on Saturday morning and who hasn't slept. Of course, one of the favorite kinetic sayings besides "For the Glory" is "No sleep till Ferndale." So some of these teams haven't slept yet, and they might not sleep until, especially if something breaks Saturday. Maybe you're on the plaza and something breaks. You're out in the dunes. You got to fix that stuff before you can move on.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that because I've seen some. It feels like some teams slide in with slide into the plate.
For sure.
And then maybe stop on the way past the kinetic lab to add a few other things before they head out. Or
I feel like that's the real finish line in kinetics, is managing to get to the start line.
Exactly.
That's when you've really done it, then everything after that is just gravy.
Yeah.
And I think the teams do think of it that way. It's fun, it's for the glory, it's for the community, and if you don't win anything, you did it anyway. You got to do it. That's the benefit.
That's the best part of it. Yeah. And the teams have been working together for, some of those teams have been working together for a long time.
Some of them are multi-generational teams.
Exactly. So that's an exciting. It's really exciting down here. Come on down to the Arcata Plaza this morning. The races will go at noon. Check out the dunes. Check out the water exit and entry tomorrow, and Ferndale on Monday.
Yeah, Ferndale on Monday.
Yeah, just stop in and see them all. And while you're there, buy something from a business that's there, and support the kinetics, because it's really an amazing event that defines the county. Really, that it's a thing that shows up a lot of places and supports a lot of the county, and it's gosh darn fun. There's so much fun and excitement and work gone into it that it's like, yeah, it's all those things, but it's fun, and it's artists and constructors and innovators like strutting their stuff. And
we learned something.
Yeah.
There's every family, everybody in Humboldt has a kinetic story, either about the team that they were on, or their mom is a Rutabaga Queen, or the party that they always used to throw on the race course every week. And it's this connecting thread through all these different scenes, these different communities within our community.
Right. So we have June Moxon's team coming up soon. 39 years. They've been racing. They've aced 7 times. Their sculpture's called Cattywampus.
Cattywampus.
Yeah.
Kinetic Cattywampus. Oh, and her name is Eileen. Eileen. She leans. Yeah. June likes to make sculptures out of pounded aluminum. It's very rigid and also very light. She has a special machine called the Thumper. Because at first they would shape it with a ball peen hammer, and then every once in a while you ping right through your aluminum sheet because it's kind of thin. So Ken Beidelman, they're partners, built her the Thumper machine, which is the sort of, has the same strike every time, and she runs these sheets of aluminum through to get those pounded assembled shape there.
Bumblebees.
Let's take a look over at Pageantry where the bumblebees are about to do their thing.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Let me see if I can. Go bumblebees. I'm trying to find some information about them.
Oh, this is not Plan B. This is another bee themed.
Yeah. There's a couple of bee themes here. There's Plan B.
There's a lot of bee themes last year.
Plan B got busy. This is their second year racing.
It's the it's that environmental kick.
Yeah.
You know, we love
true.
bees.
We need an environmental kick. An environmental kick in the butt.
And of course the reigning. Oh, the apple peddlers are just surrounded by bees. I see.
I see. The
Apples and
apple
bees
peddlers.
definitely go together.
I don't think I have them either on this
I'm just
little
gonna move it right
sheet
here.
of paper. There's so many machines and racers.
And of course the reigning Rutabaga Queen, the current reigning Rutabaga Queen, who was crowned last year, is a bumblebee, Queen Subi Honey. Ordinarily, or in years past, the Rutabaga Queen has been chosen at the Rutabaga Ball a week before the race, and then comes to the plaza ready to reign in glory. Well, this year we don't have a queen.
Wow, what happened?
Well,
Katie?
what they've done is they've actually moved the Rutabaga Ball to tonight.
Oh.
And currently the queen wannabes are all over the plaza schmoozing this crowd.
Nice.
Trying to get them to come out to the Rutabaga Ball to support them. And that's going to give a chance for folks out of town teams to get to go to the ball, and for folks who are just here, tourists and such who are just here for the kinetic race can also get to go to the Rutabaga Ball,
Right.
where they will have a 3-round pageant to choose the glorious queen who will reign over the rest of the kinetic race.
For the whole year.
And for the
We're
whole
going to
year.
have the Rutabaga Queen. We have the Indian princess. What's the Indian?
I forget what her
She won.
Indian
she won
World,
the
Miss
ti-
Indian World.
Miss Indian World. Yeah.
Oh,
we
so
got them
gorgeous.
all going on here. Amazing. So I wanted to say something about Johnson's machine, but maybe I'll wait till she comes in. Oh look, dogs. There are dogs on the plaza.
It's a family-friendly event
Yeah.
here. The plaza is always very welcoming. Arcade is very welcoming to the kinetics, to the community. They love it when we have big parties over here. And we're having fun. Yeah, back to the dog things.
Yeah. I know Dr. Teeth has some
Somebody needs to go
dogs.
paint this dog.
Yeah.
Tell that dog it's another costume.
Dr. Teeth, they have their dogs, and I know Lush has got a new little puppy, and it was always in, you know, sort of their Instagram feed was the little white dog that's
Yeah.
so freaking cute.
They've been doing a lot of buzz building ahead of time. Dr. Teeth. Some of the teams are online. They'll have a website. They clearly have a Facebook page, stuff like that.
For glory.
And they're out there showing off.
This Stoked for Glory is a pack of surfers, and they're looking for tasty waves in our trusty surf wagon. So it's a totally self-sufficient woody surf wagon, complete with a pop-up sleeping area, solar lighting, storage compartments, roof rack, and made of recycled birch ply with reclaimed old-growth redwood details.
Wow.
With a newly engineered seat, we'll be riding with adjustability, style, and comfort. We are stoked. So that's exciting. That was the Stoked for Glory team.
Nice. And that's
It's nice when I have information.
when you can
then
find
I
it
can
in time.
read it.
That's Lucas Thornton right there and Blake Regan, the two pilots on that one. They're running out of the Kinetic Lab in Dwayne Flatmo's old spot.
Nice. Oh, there goes Stoked for Glory doing the pageantry.
And Lucas is actually a surfboard designer. Did you know that his Woodfoot Surfcraft, he designs surfboards. So,
cool.
So this is thematic to his whole thing out there. Can we hear them? Are they singing the Beach Boys? I'm just assuming they're either that or they're doing a spoof of Miserloo.
Wouldn't it be nice to be
Wait, no, wait, we can't afford that. I'm kidding.
I didn't say the words. Yeah.
Tootsie Rolls, Kinetic Cabaret.
Tootsie Rolls.
Oh,
yeah.
we're getting-
Meyer lemon on a pound cake.
Yeah, I want one.
Pumpkin slab.
Can I have one?
Yeah, they're for racers.
Thanks.
Jackie's gonna have one.
I'm gonna have one.
Our camera crew's hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll share it.
I'm good right now.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much. Don't approach the cameras. Don't look too close at the camera volunteers.
Don't feed the camera operators.
We're not allowed to feed the camera operators.
Okay, great. She's going to bring us something to read on the TV.
Okay. Princess Wendy, otherwise known as Tootsie Rolls, just feeding us over here.
She has a pizza. Doesn't she have a pizza oven?
Does she?
She has a pizza oven on a bike.
I don't know, one time she was doing chicken and waffles all through the course. She likes to feed people.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of got their own thing, their own little shtick. You know, their bribe, their thematic bribes.
Yeah,
of course, lots of the bribes are just buttons and doodads, but things that are also treats or things that you can eat or enjoy to keep you fueled up for this race, this glorious day. It's always very nice. Okay.
Always very nice.
Tomorrow, the teams are going to enter the Humboldt Bay, or go out, I should say, on the bay. They'll be on the bay, not in the bay. You don't want to end up in the bay.
I saw that happen once. That was very exciting.
Yeah. A team ended up in the bay.
Coming out, they flipped over.
Coming out, they flipped over. So they made it all the way.
Coming out the ramp, they flipped. It was like, ah!
Oh, wow.
It's very exciting.
They're very safety conscious, of course. There's rescue people and safety folks that are there, making sure that if somebody does flip into the bay, that they make it back out again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, here we have these folks, the Black Knights over there.
Oh, this is the
shrubbery.
Knights who say B.
The Knights who say B.
Yeah.
And they're building a little set of shrubbery.
Peon, I think it is. 27, yeah.
The Knights who say B. Team half fast.
Yeah.
Fast. The Knights who say B.
Yeah.
Doing their pageantry there. I can't hear what they're doing.
So I just wanted to say about this machine. Oh, the Knights who say B. I don't have any information on them.
Oh. The party's coming up behind us now. We're gonna get striked on YouTube. Thanks, June.
So these guys have that two-seated machine that just passed us has over 200 gears.
Oh yeah,
and engineered 200 gears. Yeah.
So what we're looking at right now is the Knights who say B.
Oh, the Knights who say B.
And they are obviously a Monty Python themed team there. They got several Black Knights, King Arthur, the shrubbery. They're setting it up there. I bet they could use a little bit of peril. That could be fun.
I love Monty Python.
You see these machines are often made of different interesting materials. We saw that Woody wagon was reclaimed materials, but we also have lots of cardboard and chicken wire, feathers, plastic. The Codfather crew here is showing how you might use pieces of your art as shade for the pilots. It's nice to put when you're out here. It is foggy today, but when folks ask me about advice for out-of-town racers, I always say beware the fog burn, because we're still getting burned. It feels shady and nice, and if you're from LA, you don't know that you're getting burned.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it. So a lot of teams will have artwork that goes up and over their pilots in order to give them some shade to sit in. That makes things just a lot easier.
There's like a big fish theme too. I mean, not a fish theme, but it seems like there's a few fish flying around the old kinetic sculptures, both with their body and with their skeletal remains. So we got bees,
like it, yeah.
We got fish. Yeah. Okay. Surfers. There seems to be some sort of water, ocean business going on. Oh, the Knights who say B.
Okay, I have
found for 3 years.
I found their pageantry here. It says
nice.
The Knights who say B have joined Norma's quest to save the bees. Norma's colors were inspired by the incredible orchid bee. So that's the machine that the Knights who say B are following. They're there. And then we're getting handed information left and right about all these different teams here. Why don't you take a look at that first, and we'll do this.
Tootsie Roll.
So we do want...
sorry. You keep going.
Well, I was just going to talk about the Knights who say B.
Yeah.
But Princess Tootsie Roll has just handed us something that I hope is appropriate for television.
And now for the second consecutive year, Toots is rocking and rolling up with complimentary Epicurean delights to boost Kinetic Team's glorious racing experience. Tootsie Roll's Kinetic Cabaret is a subsidiary of the Kinetic Sculpture Lab, famous for offering Humboldt hospitality and engineering options. The menu varies. Opinions. The menu varies from the locations, rolling slowly and serving fast foods. We've searched the entire race course for the hungriest places. Teams converge, where our entertaining troupe will provide gratifying glory for all. For the gluttony.
For the gluttony.
For the gluttony. Thank you, Team
Toots. Likes to feed
there
people.
We go. Feeding the racers along the route.
Definitely.
Sorry to interrupt about
It's all right.
Look at that.
Wow, we got a flying codfish coming up behind us.
Nice.
What team is this?
This is the Flying Codfather.
The Codfather.
Captain Cod.
Number 136, the Codfather crew. They're going to make you an offer you can't refuse, and it's going to be glorious.
Nice.
I wonder which of these things, if something in there counts as their teddy bear. Of course, every team has to have an item of psychological comfort that is larger than a teacup.
Oh, nice.
Some other things they have to have, let's see, we talked about toothbrushes, we talked about sleeping bags. They have to have a hardened toe point, which means there has to actually be somewhere on your machine that you can attach a tow rope to get it out of the way. They have to have a 5-gallon bucket, and that is not just for holding your tools, it's actually for safety. If you need to get a bucket of sand to put out a fire that was spontaneously started by a lightning strike, then you need a 5-gallon bucket full of sand.
I am now part of the Cods.
Oh, okay. Jackie's been bribed.
I've been knighted, isn't it? Oh, thank you, nice.
But Plan B is coming up to do their pageantry now. Very colorful looking with their, you got flower hats over there. I like how all the teams, when they have these themes with the pit crew, and you can kind of see how everybody put together their own thing. There's lots of handmade, do-it-yourself, homemade, glorious things. You know, sometimes people buy, they like to have merch made and then wear it, and that's, you know, that's fine and nice, but it's a little more glorious, or I should say a lot more glorious, to make your own. These guys have made their own flower hats here.
They're doing the Plan B, which is, you know, such a cool play on, you know, environmental Plan B, or there is no Plan B, and the bees being the, you know, you got to get the bees back to save the world. There's no Planet B. So it's that kind of fun wryness that's here at the Kinetic Sculpture. That it's serious business, but nobody takes themselves too seriously. So, you know, that's cool. Rocking up the can there. And
so if you want to see
gotta love choreography.
If you want to see our own Kinetic Bee Queen, Sue Bee Honey, on the last night of her reign, she'll be over at Synapsis tonight in Eureka. So they have the Rutabaga ball there where they're going to choose the new queen, and they'll come out and hopefully we'll see them on the waterfront tomorrow. Of course, all the queens go on a booze cruise. We're getting honked at. Water crossing, all the queens and the Rutabaga royalty. Well, all the queens except me, because I'm here with you guys. Get onto the Maticat. Oh, this is how they're giving directions. This is how queens, this is the bees, this is how they communicate, is through wiggling their bottoms. So they're just telling the judges how to get to Ferndale. Well, they have bees, and they also have some butterflies in there. It's just a little pollinator crew. Pollinator dance crew.
Need the pollinators.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Definitely some environmentalists, some athletes, some engineers, and I like how we've got groups out that'll come out from engineering clubs or businesses. The California Conservation Corps often has a team. High schools will have a team. So you see this interesting mix across like scenes in the community that wouldn't necessarily otherwise connect, and they get together because every Kinetic team needs an artist, they need an engineer, and they need a business head. They need somebody who can keep track of the rules or get sponsors or you know, make sure that that all the registration is done on time. And sometimes. And if you're focused on building the art, you might not necessarily have it in you to have the bandwidth to go get sponsors together to do that. So you need these different personality types to really make it work. I'd say 3 or 4 personality types really.
So if someone wanted to be a sponsor, like if we want to encourage sponsors for next year so that, you know, these kind of amazing things can happen, you got the Sailor Moonshine there. Would they go to like the Kinetic Sculpture website and email and say, hey, I want to be a sponsor next year? It can be $50.
And that each individual team often will have sponsors as well. So they kind of all work that out for themselves. Of course, we're here live on KEET Television, you know, KEET TV with our own stuff going on.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to support it, there's lots of great ways to sponsor, to buy merch, to get involved. I think the best way to support it is to come out and see it, come out and get to the race in person, give some glory, because really that's what the teams are in it for. And if they keep getting glory, they'll keep bringing out the good stuff, and we get to keep watching them. So that's really where I put it.
It's so amazing too to see like the kids on parents' shoulders, and their eyes are like, ah, like it's just and people walking by just as we're here in front of the Garden Gate and Jambalaya, watching the people or the jam. Sorry, the jam. Showing my age here. See them walking by and be like, all of a sudden they look up and they're like. And just that joy that, you know, that the kinetic sculpture brings that we all need so much right now. You know, just like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Lighting up.
The glorious founder of kinetic sculpture racing, Hobart Brown, called this the insanity that keeps us sane. And it's definitely a cathartic thing. It's an important moment. For people who do kinetics regularly, the day after kinetics is New Year's.
Yeah.
You know, we leave the award ceremony and go, Happy New Year!
Nice.
Only 364 days until the next kinetic race.
Wow.
And then some folks are traveling all over the country. There are races in other towns, in other cities. There's, like I mentioned, the Baltimore race and the Port Townsend race, which are 2 of the really older races, almost as old as our 5-decade-plus tradition here in Humboldt County. But there's one in Ventura, there's been one in Boulder, there was one for a while in Perth, Australia. And then that's another thing that Kinetic Universe will do is teach you how to run a kinetic race. If you want to put on your own kinetic sculpture race, you need certain things. You know, you need an environment that's appropriate to it. You got to have roads and some kind of water, something, and some kind of sand or mud challenge, and then associate it with another group like Da Vinci Days in Corvallis, or like the Visionary Arts Museum in Baltimore, where they work with these other organizations or institutions to sponsor, to kind of build it up as an event of that institution instead of on their own. But I'm sure I'd love to see more kinetic races everywhere. I'd love to see this all over.
Isn't there a mini kinetic sculpture too, like through the library now? Or through the kinetic? I know Shoshana used to do it here with Main Street, but now she's with the library. I think they're doing a mini kinetic race.
Yeah. So
for kids to be able to build little things.
The Kinetic Classic.
Oh,
yeah. Well, there's a couple of things. So the Kinetic Classic is the kids' kinetic sculpture race, and that is an art, speed, and engineering challenge for kids from -9 months up through 8th grade. So you can actually race in utero. And they have sort of escalating challenges. So the very young kids decorate things or do a parade in a costume, and the older kids will decorate their bikes and scooters, and then even older kids will actually build a push cart, just kind of like a soapbox racer, and they have to engineer it. They have to come up with how to do it. It has to have steering and brakes, and but instead of going down a hill, they have 2 pilots. One kid drives, and the other kid is the engine. The other kid pushes, and they go through an obstacle course. I think they've hooked up with the Math Festival, and they're doing something in the fall. There's Shoshana right there.
She's actually in honor of Shoshana as
the Kinetic Fairy Princess there, and she does organize the Kinetic Classic. They've also had mini kinetic races or micro kinetics. microkinetics, which is where you build scale model kinetics, very tiny little proof of concept kinetics, and they have tabletop races. And I think that's what's happening at the library.
I think we had that as part of the O2F Festival. It's on our YouTube thing. People could check it out at playhousearts.org. Shoshana did that one year. When we were all on Zoom in COVID and kinetics didn't happen, she had that happen and help people build little things.
Yeah, we switched a bunch of stuff over online, and just to keep people engaged, keep their art and engineering and pageantry muscles active through the lockdown. Of course, nothing like the big kid race out here. No. Full size, full fat on the plaza today. This is the second year back after the break, and last year there was a sense of like, are we okay? Can we do this? Is this all right? But now it is full on. It is absolutely back to the scale and the energy as big as I have ever seen it. There's thousands of people out here. The whole community is involved. There's tourists coming in from all over the place. And I think this is a really great way to see Humboldt County.
I think so too. I think you really see, just the wacky side of Humboldt County, but you also see like the committed, passionate side of Humboldt County. That's like why people come here and stay here, and why people, graduate from Humboldt State and stay here to be a part of this. That the arts are a big, huge part of it. Oh, here comes the.
Coming up next to us here is Team 144, and that is Bartleby and the Kinetic Paranormal Society. This is a magic wardrobe, a chest of drawers that goes through the race mostly on magic, which is technically against the rules, but they let that fly because he doesn't have to have an ace. He's not acing this year. But that's Bartleby sticking out the front there.
Yeah.
You can just see the back of the Kinetic Paranormal Society wardrobe, the magic wardrobe there.
So what do? Do they do the whole race and then they do the dunes and then do they do the water, or is it magical how they get where they are and magical when they get to the dunes?
I think that like when they get to the dunes, they magically put on feet. Or when they get to the water, they do a magic trick that turns them both invisible and lighter than air so that they can just float over the water. Bartleby, he's just a sock puppet, so he's got control of time and space within his little world there. But you can do this sort of thing in kinetics. Yeah. Of course, many teams are going to be going for that ace. They're wanting to impress the ace judges, or they're wanting to make sure the ace judges know that they are following all the rules, but they want to impress those engineering judges, and they want to impress the art judges too, and they want to keep moving and get a good speed, because you can have amazing art and absolutely innovative engineering, but if you're not fast enough, you're not getting that Grand Champ title.
Yeah.
And likewise, if you are super duper fast but don't have any interesting art at all, you're not going to be able to pull it off. And that's been a careful tweaking of the scoring system through the years to make sure that it's really the team that has the best balance of art, speed, and engineering that wins the Grand Champion title. And we won't find out until Monday evening, long after we're off the air, actually.
Yes.
So go ahead and book kineticgrandchampionship.com right now. So on Monday, after you're totally invested in all of these teams and you love them so much, you want to see who won, you can go back and check that out.
Yeah.
Right now, they're all hopeful. Every team that is attempting to ace has a chance at the title. They just got to make it through 3 days and 50 miles.
I know. And it's cool to think of the support teams that come and make food and put up tents and stuff to make sure that when the racers arrive, they have a place where they are and that they're fed and watered and going along. Oh look, there's a rodent.
Yeah, we talked about the pit crew, and
that rodent is electric, so that's
it's not a kinetic vehicle.
No, it's not a kinetic vehicle.
We talked about the pit crew, so you can have for every pilot that you can have one pit crew. So 2 pilot craft, you can have 2 pit crew, and those are the people who are allowed to touch your machine, who are allowed to do repairs on your machine. If your machine breaks on the course, you can take it off the course to fix it, as long as you put it back exactly where you found it, and there is a penalty for doing that. There's a time penalty, but you can keep your ace, and you can even possibly Grand Champ, even with a totally broken machine. You might have to be super duper fast to pull it off, but the pit crews are the ones who can do that. But above and beyond that, you can have as many peons as you want. That's pronounced peon. 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 Okay, you can have as many peons as you want, and that's where you get those support folks, your food crew, your transportation crew, who's bringing your tent out to Crab Park, who's bringing water to the other end of the dunes, or peanuts to the finish line. Because man, when you get to that finish line, you want some salt and fat and water. Let me tell you, after pedaling all day, good stuff. But you can have as many peons as you want, and that's where folks really bring in the dancers.
Right.
Those are the ones who end up doing all the pageantry.
Right, the peons, who are important. That kind of pageantry and, you know, cheerleaders and people who help them along are really important. Hey, now, there was a point where you said that it could be a push zone. And where are the push zones? Are they designated push zones?
Oh, definitely. There's a few places on the course that are not possible.
Yeah.
And so it is a legal push. And that can either be because it's just actually not possible, or because it's grueling beyond the point of glory, I would say, would be how I would put it. So there might be, for example, when you're coming up out of the dunes, there might be, there's a pipe that it doesn't connect to anything, but there's this big giant drainage pipe that's buried out there, and if enough sand gets brushed off of it, then instead of going up a sand dune, you're climbing up a 3-foot high slick plastic wall.
Oh, right.
You know? Or up Dead Man's Drop, you only have to go about halfway up Dead Man's Drop under your own power, which is a serious feat all on its own. And then once you reach a certain point, it becomes a legal push. And the goddess, depending on how merciful she is, she puts that legal push flag further down or further up the sand dune. But you have to get your wheels past that flag, and then your pit crew can come along and push you.
Right.
Or sometimes they take out a rope and they attach a rope to the front of the machine, and then they string it out, and it's a push rope. And it's actually, the machine is pushing their lazy pit crew up the hill.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
See?
it's like a Dadaist kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be a Dadaist to have a push rope, but if you are, you can get that.
Rope.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then going down Dead Man's Drop, you can have your teams helping you. And it looks like pushing because they're usually acting like anchors because they're trying to keep you from flipping over in the giant sand dune.
Right.
Okay. Yep. Okay, that's some footage here from the different stations we've been talking about, all the different little spots where the teams go and subject themselves to judging. These are the engineering judges here. They're looking for interesting stuff in your drivetrain or in your steering or in your mechanism. There's lots and lots of different ways to build a kinetic. There's lots of different ways to put it together, and the engineering judges are looking for the most interesting ways that people do that. They're also looking for fit and finish. Is this something that's just slapped together and welded and spray painted, or is it something that looks like a complete, thought out, engineered machine? Do they do something interesting, like have multiple machines articulated together? Of course, here's the pageantry judges doing their scoring. They all have their score sheets there, and they'll be doing that and then combining those together to get your pageantry score.
And that's where bribes are really encouraged.
Yeah, you really want to bribe those judges. So this is from earlier today. This is the ACE judges again. Engineering judges are looking just at the engineering. ACE judges are looking at, does this team have all of their ACE equipment? Are they following the ACE rules? Do they have a safety triangle on the back, those big reflexive triangles? Do they have a hardened toe point? Do they have their toothbrushes? Do they have their teddy bear? Do they have their bucket? Do they have their safety gear? Is this something, does this machine look like it is safe and fit to go on the road? Because, some teams show up and they're really not ready. They're not fit, they are not braced. If they took a corner, they would fall into a pile of rubble. And these judges are the ones, they're kind of like, it's fun because they're, it's the score and the competition and it's cookie, but it's also, legitimately a safety thing.
Yeah. When you see the machines come around a corner towards a crowd of people standing watching,
right?
You want to make sure that they're not going to mow them all down.
Right. Yeah. We want all the pilots as well as all the spectators to leave with all of the body parts that they showed up with. But the teams they'll go around and the judges go poke around them here. Let's see, this is from earlier.
There's also a rule for, no fireworks.
We're looking
on
at
the thing.
Team 137 there, a glorious gaggle. That's that giant mama goose, or the big goose there. And they look like they are at, which station is that? I can't tell you those. They're probably engineering judges. The guy's got a gear on his hat. A glorious gaggle, the Kinetic A team there at the engineering judges. There will be another engineering check at the water entry. They'll be making sure that teams can get in and out of their sculpture, that they're wearing their PFDs, their safety equipment. Oh, we're seeing a score sheet. We're cheating.
Uh-oh.
We're going to get some insight here. And this is a chance for the judges to ask the pilots, say, what's going on with this? What is this thing for? Oh, you put that together out of airplane cable and snars. That's crazy. You have to have a horn. That's actually one of the ACE check things. You do have to have a horn. You don't have to have places to attach your pontoons. It depends on how your flotation is working. But if you do, they're going to make sure that those are actually attached to your machine, that they're thoroughly attached, and they're not going to come flying off at someone. Of course, then they go to the, and of course, every one of these judging spots is an opportunity to give a bribe. Oh, here we have Team Goddess. Team Goddess Racing doing their pageantry. Yeah. Oh, look at here behind us.
So there goes a little bit of bribing going on with the judges.
Yeah, cheating is a privilege, not a right, but many teams do want to take advantage of that and will bribe the judges for better scores or to get away with stuff. And then they'll bribe the crowd because it's fun. But teams will usually plan sort of different levels of bribes. There'll be a nice bribe, a fancy bribe that takes a long time that they're giving to each of their judges, and then they'll have like the crowd bribe. The crowd, the little, the buttons or the treats or things like that, they can just kind of pass out the crowd toss-outs. Think about like Mardi Gras beads, but cooler.
Yeah.
Thematic onto your art.
And some of those bribes are like, really high-end bribes, and the things that they give out are, take time to make. And
absolutely, yeah, totally.
So it's like the bribes that they're giving out aren't like only those stickers, although those are awesome as well. But,
some embroidered patches.
Yeah, embroidered patches and shrubbery. And
my favorites are ones that are on magnets, because if you can, like, to have two magnets so you can wear them as a button, but then when you get home you can go stick it on your fridge.
See,
or on your desk
bribe.
or something.
Note to racers, that's a good bribe.
I have a funky old lampshade in my house that I started putting kinetic bribes on, and now it's just a big, I just take it off the lamp because it's too heavy. But it's just this big, it's all covered with these wonderful buttons and pins from so many years. Of course, everybody gets their buttons and pins, and half of them are stuck to your shirt and then break.
Yeah.
And so you, at the finish line day one, you have all of these pin backs with no art stuck to it anymore. You got like, guess that one didn't make it.
Yes, that's the bribe. It looks like they're clearing the street here.
Oh, yes.
Making people line up on the side.
A very exciting time. Once the last team gets done with their pageantry, then they're going to clear the streets. All the teams have an assigned spot where they're going to have to go and park. And they'll get their last minute preparation done, get everything tied down, ship shape and ready to go, make sure their gears are lined up, do any last minute stowing of equipment. All those pilots are going to have water with them. They're going to have some like sunscreen and snacks and things like that. And they're stashing all that stuff in there to make sure that it's ready for pedaling all the way out to the dunes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a time warp. You're tumbling downhill, and you get to the finish line, which is to make it to the plaza, to actually manage to start the race. And then this is all just so exciting, and it all happens very fast. And then the race starts, and it's absolutely chaotic. You're gonna see this in just in a few minutes, 30 or so. And then you pedal out to the dunes, and then you get out there and you're going up and down the sand dunes. And the next thing you know, you realize you have been pedaling for 5 hours. It all just happens so fast that you don't even think about it. And so having that pit crew there to shove water in your face to make sure you've got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that you've got something, and that your body is taken care of, is just invaluable. It's really easy to forget.
Right.
To take care
What's it like? Just, you know, like I'm imagining just all the, you know, months and months of work leading up to this moment when you're standing waiting like 30 minutes before the bell's gonna ring. You know, what's it like as a racer and as a race builder, and to be in that place and to have the anticipation of that race? Like, what is it? I'm imagining it's like being backstage before you're going to put the show out for the first time, but you will really only get to do the show once. So,
right. Except that it takes 3 days.
Exactly.
It takes 3 solid days to do it.
It's like a mammoth Greek play.
Yeah. I say it's a lot like a theater production, because there is that. You know, you start out with grand ideas, and your concept creep just keeps going up and up and up and up. The more you want to do, the more you want to do. And I would always on my teams have a no new ideas point, where there's a certain day where there's no more new ideas will be accepted after this. And you also have to have things kind of listed in order of priority. You know, there's things that are must-haves that absolutely have to happen, like having your ACE equipment, like having your registration in.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt for 1 minute. A vehicle just went this way.
The team just left the plaza going the wrong direction. I don't know. They may be broken.
Didn't know if it was a thing that you knew about.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, great.
But then you go through, you know, all these stages of reality checking yourself. How much can we actually get done? Because unlike a play where you have a book, you know, there's a script, there's stage direction, some of them, yeah. But, you know, something that is more, there's an instruction manual, or there's a plan, there's an outline at least. For kinetics, you have the rules and you have the course, and then beyond, what do they do?
It's a big improv. Oh!
There's a die-in happening.
Oh, the ambulance, they're here.
Oh, this is, were they swing dancing? That's Tom, he's a swing dancer.
This is a swing dancing pageantry.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
They're all gonna get up and start dancing.
They are cured. You can hear the crowd cheering as everyone stands up.
Yeah, I think a lot of racers refer to the week before kinetics as Hell Week, the same as actors do.
Yeah.
The week, or the theater people, the week before play is Hell Week, because it's the one where you just, everything is in some stage of partial completion, and how much is going to get done by the time you have to actually start it, how much is actually going to be there. Do we have to forget, you know, oh, we're not going to be able to do that part. Okay, we're just going to have to just write it off. We're moving on. Or, you know, you get everything done and everything goes as planned, and that's always feels weird.
Yeah, exactly. So, are there, I mean, I don't know, but are there teams who are like done on Thursday and they just kind of sit around and wait for Saturday?
You know, I want to say that I was like that, because my, and people who know me are laughing at that, but I really think I did. Like, I had a really strong timeline, and the end of that timeline was Friday night at 8 p.m. So everything had to be done before that, and if it wasn't, then it got chucked, and that's okay. That was kind of like part of the plan. I have disposable parts of my art plans, so right. I know what I can let go, but if we have extra time, we can do it. And then there's always something you can do more of. There's always some bribe you can make more of. There's always some, but yeah, no, I've been totally finished on Friday and gone down to registration at the Kinetic Lab just to laugh at the people who are still doing paper mache.
Cruel. Oh, look, there's a bribe on the stop sign there, the do not enter sign that just got put up by Dennis Real. Just put his bribe on the wall there. What was I?
We can see the thank you. I'm the best. Oh, I got an I'm the best. I got the best sticker.
Nice.
I'm gonna wear it. We can see the swing kids over there finishing their pageantry.
Nice.
Doing that up. When you're actually a dance troupe, it seems like you get pretty, pretty no-brainer there. I always liked having pageantry that went with our theme. When we were the classical nudes running Michelangelo's David in the Race, we did a reproduction of the Sistine Chapels, the creation of man.
Oh, nice.
We were like cherubs and had nuns chasing us with fig leaves to try and cover us up.
Nice.
Which is really fun.
The wind is starting to pick up here. It's getting a little chilly here in Arcata, and that's one of the things that is a huge part of this race as well. We talked about nature, and you kind of see like the glory of, you know, a sunny day and how, you know, you might get a sunburn. But the reality on many races is it's raining and it's cold. This kind of cold is probably good.
Yeah, Hobart Brown would say, in case of sunshine, the race will happen anyway.
Exactly. It's for the glory, and it's like just to know that they're against, you know, against elements too, wind.
Yeah.
Wind and you know,
wind
waves
and rain. Yeah, when you're
and
you know, when you build some of your art to go over to protect you from the sun and it starts raining, it's just so grateful.
Yeah.
Although I have had my artwork, we covered it with the wrong clear coat and ended up using a water-soluble clear coat, and so it was all shiny and lovely, but then as soon as it started misting, it just started dripping glue paste onto the pilots. And
that might have been the
miserable.
Immaculate Contraption Award.
That might have been, yeah. If it's half melted by the time you're at the finish line, they could probably get that one.
Yeah. Oh,
one of the things that the teams are doing here on the plaza is the brake check. And we have some footage here of June Moxon's team doing the Eileen there, doing her brake check. Now they're supposed to go as fast as they can, which that might very well be. And stop. And, oh, there's Rampmeister.
They talk about their engineering, that it's skanky elegance, while always a bit awry and slightly askew.
I can see that, definitely.
So that's their description on their engineering.
Yeah. June is notorious for having a very large team, a large pit crew, a very large amount of peons. Now, if you are acing, you have to have those same pilots that leave Arcata have to be on your machine all the way through. So you have to carry everything, not only your equipment and your tools, but the same people all the way through. So when June is not acing, that allows her to switch out pilots.
Oh.
So she'll have, you know, different pit crew get to ride on different sections, so everybody can get a little bit more of that kinetic glory. We're going to see another brake check video here. And this is, oh my goodness. Now these folks are actually getting some speed. And is that the eagle's nest? Is that a snag?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like the eagle's nest.
So I like June's team for that because it's always so colorful. And here we have KRFH over there on the bandstand with some of the Rutabaga Queen contestants. There's Queen Glitterina standing there, Cliff and Amy Berkowitz, or it's Cliff Berkowitz up there with Queen Dynamite in red, emceeing. And they're hyping up the crowd over there at Brake Check. So when the teams come down, they can encourage people to get the heck out of the way.
Yeah.
Just get your feet out of the street, guys.
Cheer.
Yeah. Cheer, applause. Hobart would always have a sign that said applause.
It's all those people that are on the sort of the end of like crowd control too, that are, you know, costumed and have characters and making sure that you're staying back. It's not like just people in a yellow vest saying, "Oh, stand back, ma'am."
Right.
They're like they've got a whole act going on and a whole thing going on, and they still get you to step back and be, you know, crowd control. And
that's actually what this jacket is about. This isn't a bee. This is from my days as safety squad, where we'd go around with umbrellas and control the crowd by opening umbrellas at them like fainting goats, just trying to get them to move back.
Nice.
Of course, you know, when the Le Mans start happens, everybody, leading up to that, we're going to see all the volunteers start coming around and the ground pounders and getting people out of the street.
What is a ground pounder?
Oh, the ground pounders are a dedicated crew of organized. They're the ones who are making all the logistics stuff happen. So they're volunteers who've been working for weeks to get ready for this. They're the ones who are putting out the recycling bins, who are putting out the traffic control, who are waving people, you know, doing actual traffic control. They're the kinetic medics. They're the ones who are just, you know, all the boring stuff, but they're very glorious about it.
Exactly.
The ground pounders. And they have two teams. They alternate sites because Kinetics is actually 17 different sites.
Wow.
So the plaza here is one. It's one of the big ones. Dead Man's Drop, the Medill Dunes Community Center, Halverson Park, those are really big sites, but there's also little bitty sites where they'll do a brake check. And when they have a site, they have to have a volunteer, they have to have a porta potty, they have to have a permit, they have to have an insurance certificate. Anywhere you stop or anywhere you go through and you're actually doing something at that particular spot, you gotta do some paperwork about it.
Right.
And they usually stick a ground pounder there. You'll notice them.
So many people, like, we've talked a lot about the artists and the teams and the artistry in the building, but what I call the back end of it, of making sure that everything runs smoothly and that, the people can watch and feel safe watching, and craziness can happen, but within the bounds of, personal safety for the people watching and the crews and stuff, that I think are often the unsung heroes of the kinetic sculptures too. Just that there's so much that goes into making it, starting, like you said, before you said, when you finish the race, it's like, Happy New Year, right. 364 days.
Here we go again.
The ground pounders start.
Yeah, especially the ground pounders, because they're the ones stacking up the chairs and tables and sweeping up after that final awards ceremony dinner. They're the ones bringing all the stuff back into storage. And they really focus on all that stuff so that the teams can focus on bringing the art and bringing the glory, so that the community has something to look at. But there's some really dedicated, really effective people. The ground pounders, the kinetic medics, the board of Kinetic Universe, they're bringing a lot of skills and a lot of connections in our community to bear to make this happen. And that's just the business side, that's just the event side. The actual game, there's rules, there's scores, is run by the goddess Geno, and we call her a goddess because, first she has the power to warp time and space at her will, so that's really helpful.
The goddess, yeah.
But also she runs the whole game, so that's organizing dozens of timers and judges and trophy makers to give scores and to turn those all in and calculate those all, whether it's the Poor Pitiful Me award for somebody who does the most whining on the course, to the Goddess Geno Award, where she just gives her own award, which is actually entry into the Corvallis Kinetic Sculpture Race, where she runs that race as well. That's where she's out of Corvallis. But the Goddess runs the whole thing, and all these judges are doing their thing, and it's just a huge effort to get the spectators voting and everything coordinated, and then running the race. And she has been I see.
That's Beach Please doing their. But like, if you look how they clear the area so Beach Please can do their thing, that's that's the ground pounders. So big shout out to them and all they do for the race as well.
And they run an alternating cruise. They hopscotch or they leapfrog sites. So. And one crew will be at one site, and then the next crew will be at the next site, and then the first crew goes to the third site, and then the second crew goes to the fourth site, like that. But they didn't want one team to seem like it was more important than the other, so they're actually called Team Alpha and Team Uno.
Nice.
Because they're both definitely equally as important. And then the kinetic medics, I keep mentioning them, they aren't just there for contingency, they aren't just there just in case. I mean, they are for that, but these are doctors and nurses and EMTs. These are people, like actual medical professionals. Instead of for the glory on their shirts, it says for the gory.
Nice.
For the glory. And you'll see them here on the plaza just getting some glory, but you'll really see them out at Dead Man's Drop. They're out there in case of catastrophic injury. You'll see them at the water entry, where teams, there's potential for someone to get dunked underwater, to get injured on the water entry, but also at the water exit, because the bay is cold. And hypothermia is a thing. So they actually check every pilot as they come out of the water for signs of hypothermia. And as someone who's ran a team that was running behind, and one of my pilots ended up in the water and then got back out again, and we had to stop for 10 minutes while she got checked for hypothermia, I was very annoyed.
Right.
I love my pilots, and I don't want them to die. And I was totally wrong in being annoyed by the kinetic medics, because they were totally right in trying to make sure that my team all made it home.
Nice.
They all got back.
That's important. Yeah.
Let's see.
One of the benefits of the Garden Gate letting KEET set up in their spot here is I see them standing in the window so they can get a good view above everybody to see the race go by. So thank you, Garden Gate. And now you get to have a little bit of an elevated spot. Yeah.
Oh, we can see Team 125 there, Kinetic Cattywampus. June Moxon's sculpture Eileen. Kinetic Cattywampus. I like when people make up words.
Yep.
That's Team 125.
That's 125.
It's handy. Actually, it's in the rules that your team is supposed to have the name of your sculpture written on it.
Oh.
You're supposed to have the name of your sculpture written on your sculpture. That's in the rules.
It must be somewhere. It could be small though, right? On the inside of the rib cage?
I don't think it's an ace rule. So it's one that teams tend to ignore. But in my experience, if you don't put the name of your machine, if you don't put the name of your team on your team, people will make one up for you.
Yes.
I once had a team called Compost Sheep and the Garden Girls. Compost Sheep and the Garden Girls. And we were a big a sheep made of compost. Covered in vegetables, and we were, dressed like gardeners in our overalls and our garden hats. And we didn't have that written on there, so they just kept calling us the Compost Girls, which evolved over the weekend to the Compost Mountain Girls. There's a local band, the Compost Mountain Boys, which we were not associated with, but they're lovely. They're very talented. But yeah, we were the Compost Girls by the end of that. People were confused why we weren't playing foot stomping bluegrass music.
There you hear the crowd getting involved for the glory, for the glory. You don't hear that at the Macy's Day Parade.
I love how the crowd gets involved here. Some of these folks here are with teams that are in costumes, but a lot of them are just out in kinetic spirit, as they say, in full kinetic spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
We're going to get more and more of a crowd right behind us.
This is it. The scary clown one.
As the anticipation builds here.
How many minutes do we have there?
Oh, it's about 15 minutes until actual noon.
Right.
We're going to see when kinetic noon is. It's never early. Sometimes it's a little late. And we're going to stick with you here live on KEET TV. We're going to stick with you here live all the way through the Le Mans style start. So you're definitely going to see all of that chaos, and then we'll sign off and we'll join you tomorrow morning again for the water entry in Eureka, where I'll be joined by Eureka's mayor and ace kinetic pilot, Kim Possibility. Kim Bergal, I think she wanted a kinetic name. Kim Possibility to be joining me tomorrow. Nice. But right now, the teams have pretty much all finished their rounds, and they are settling. I believe the last team has gone through pageantry, or there might just be one more coming up. And then we're going to bring out, so they've all done all of their spots already, and they will go to their assigned places where the teams, they're like back into their spots. They'll get all tied up and ready to go. The pit crew will get completely out of the way, because they're supposed to be totally out of the way. And then the pilots will head across the street once the streets are cleared. So in about 5 or 10 minutes, they're going to start clearing the streets.
And it'll probably take 10 minutes for the crew to push the crowd back. There's quite a good-sized crowd here.
Yeah, and they're all going to have to be totally out of the street.
Yeah, totally out of the street. So that everybody can. I have been on that side of totally out of the street, and yeah, it's a very exciting place to be. You're very close with a lot of people.
Yeah,
and really, listening to those the ground crew who's saying, okay, hold up, back up, back up.
You'd be surprised how resistant people are to getting out of the way.
No, I know.
They're like, I'm fine standing here. Or my favorite is when they all get off the street, but then they put a row of children sitting in the gutter right in front of them.
Yeah.
And you're like, if anyone should not be there, it's them.
Small bodies.
Or they'll have somebody who is using a wheelchair, and they'll be like, well, they're using a wheelchair. They don't need to move. And I'm like, well, they're even less likely to be able to get out of the way
quickly
if one of these experimental crafts goes rogue and comes straight at you, because these are experimental.
Who is this? This is June. This is
oh yeah. Can we hear that?
This is their pageantry.
Wow.
Cattywampus.
All right, Eileen. Yeah, June bringing the Broadway, bringing the Broadway here to the Arcata Plaza. It's a beautiful, foggy day. Anticipation is building. The crowd is huge. The coffee is hot. The food vendors are out.
Farmers market's here.
Farmers market is right there. They're right next to us here, as we're at the corner of H and 9th Street next to the Garden Gate and the Jam. We're having fun. It's all for the glory,
All
and the
for the
crowd
glory.
is they're getting hyped up.
Yeah, they're getting hyped
Come
up
in.
for that,
Okay.
for the race to start.
If
You can't, oh, sorry.
I was just going to talk about the art judges just a little bit. We didn't see, I don't think we got to see the art judges up close, but they're really looking at that artwork. They're looking for originality. They're looking for color. They're looking for kinetic thrills. So two-dimensional art is great, but if it has motion to it, that kinetic motion, that interest, that they really like that, and they're looking for things like that. Teams, their art that interacts with the public. There's an old documentary called The Eyes Blink and the Mouth Moves.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a playbook for a lot of kinetic racers. If it's an animal, you want to see those eyes blinking. You want to see the head moving. You'll see teams like the squid there that is blowing bubbles, or I'll bet you $1 that there's something that comes out of the butt of June's sculpture, out of Eileen.
Yeah.
She almost always has it sprays or, poops candy bars or something.
And there's the hat one, the people with the big hats that are going to do something. We don't know
Shania
what
Train.
Shania Train.
They've teased in their little pageantry notes here.
They have. They said that
Something.
something's going to happen with their hats.
It might happen it didn't seem to happen at their pageantry that I noticed. It might, or it might be happening later on. Sometimes teams will do different things. Oh, there goes Bartleby.
Yeah.
He's fashion walking. They're doing a little show.
They're doing a little
Trish
fashion
the Dish there.
show. What an amazing, inventive man that lives in our community.
Yeah, Steven.
Just like inventing games and things for the community to engage in. And
He has a board game.
Yeah, he has a board game, and he has like a game that you looked at QR codes around town, and it kept going. And
Oh, right there. And he did the Boogle Bang, the community-wide the scavenger hunt.
Yeah, scavenger hunt.
Oh
Just
my
like
gosh.
an amazing, an amazing creative innovator in our community. So
We live in such a cool
I think
place.
we do.
I love it. Humboldt, there's, they say there's more artists per, we love you too. They say there's more artists per capita here than in any other county in California. And you think, well, like, California includes LA, but where there's lots of actors, they're artists. But
sure are.
But when you're here, you can feel it. You can totally get that. That's just like out of 10 people in a crowd, there's a lot more who either are artists or appreciate art, or going to come out for something like this, going to participate in a kinetic sculpture team. It's just everybody gets behind it.
And it's all these different versions of art. What art is, and so how you say, per capita. What does that actually mean? Like, what does it mean to be an artist?
What is an artist? What is art?
Exactly.
We're answering the big questions here on the plaza this morning.
Let's go off in that sort of philosophical. Come back down.
Well, everybody takes kind of a different approach to the art too. You can see the folks are doing just like, oh, we like dogs. We're going to make a dog, or we the Magic Wardrobe here, the Kinetic Paranormal Society, has been running for years and years and years, and this particular little piece of art has evolved significantly. Every year it's surrounding the Magic Wardrobe, which is a magical puppet theater, but they have a different theme. Like one year they were all shrunken, and so they had all these props with them, like giant pencils and giant buttons and stuff like that. I'm not sure what their theme is this year. I have to see, but it's something weird. That's the paranormal part of it, because they are using magic to get around. Of course, we talked a little bit about kinetic energy and how you have to have energy that is actively in motion. The only storage you can have on your craft is the calories inside your pilots' bodies.
Wow. So you have to get it elsewhere.
Right.
People are really starting to file in too.
We're getting there.
Starting to jam up around us. It's exciting.
So you can't have springs or flywheels or batteries. You could use solar power. You could if it was just directly driving your wheels. And I've seen teams have solar panels on their machines, but usually they're running a blender or the radio, or maybe some lights or something like that. You can't wind up a spring and then unroll it. You can't have anything on your sculpture that is inherently dangerous. And the example that used to be in the rules was a grappling hook. You cannot shoot a grappling hook out of the front of your machine, hook onto the ground, and then ratchet yourself up to it. And I'm going to say that rule probably exists for a reason.
Yeah. Fireworks, no fireworks.
No fireworks.
No things that blow up.
Explosions. Yeah, you can have fire.
You can have fire, but you can't have explosions.
Explosions, right?
Yeah.
Nothing inherently dangerous to the people around you. And the drive the thing that's driving the machine forward has to be part of the machine. You can't just have a sculpture and then stand next to it and push it, and then you say like, I'm part of the sculpture, or my feet are part of the sculpture. Things like snowshoes or something, you couldn't just say that that's part of your sculpture. And that's called the garlic poke roll, or it was, because you have to have the actual engineering as part of the art is allowing you to race. It all has to be melded and working together for it to count, for you to get that ace.
Right. One of the little rules here is like you can't draft behind vehicles, so you can't have a boat in front of you and then your machine is behind the boat.
Cruising in their way.
Cruising in their way.
Because you could theoretically do that.
Yeah, the machine, you get the semi in front of you and you kind of draft in behind it to cut down the wind. You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to bike behind or pedal behind a semi for any amount of time anyway.
I know.
I think
where
they
are
have to be going so fast for you to get
That's
it.
right.
I mean, the kinetic sculptures, they're the fastest ones are about as fast as the fastest bikes, or probably a little slower than that. I think the slowest ones are going to be a jogging pace. But if you can't hit 10 miles an hour on the road, you're not likely to make 50 miles from here to Ferndale inside of the race time. So to get that ace, you not only have to follow all the rules and carry all the stuff from here and there, but you have to do it inside the course time. The course opens at a certain time and closes at a certain time each day. On today, the first day of the race, the race course closes at 6:32, and in honor of the time when Hobart Brown's gallery would close. His gallery was open until 6:32 in the evening, so that's why the race ends at 6:32 on the first day.
Nice.
And the first team that comes in, the first ace team that comes in after 6:32, so they are now disqualified. They cannot win their ace. The first team that comes in after 6:32 wins the 6:32 award.
Oh, nice.
It's probably the only award in kinetics that people don't want.
Isn't there a middle of the pack one too? There's an award for the people who finish the race dead in the middle.
Dead middle, yes,
Yeah.
the mediocre award.
Right.
So everybody, whether they are attempting to ace or attempting to grand champ or not, gets grand champ points. You get points for art, speed, and engineering and pageantry, whether you're attempting to ace or not. And then they lay all the teams out from top to bottom, and the team that is dead middle wins the mediocre award. And that award is often a mediocre. Has been a car before. I think Dwayne Flatmo once won a Nash Rambler.
Nice.
And then, there's also been e-bikes and other things like that. I'm not sure what the award is for this year, but it's definitely a coveted spot because it's something you absolutely cannot plan for.
Exactly. It's like
get dead middle.
Yeah. So we have like 4 minutes, I believe, to noon.
Yeah, they're starting to clear you can see us here in front of the crowd. They're starting to clear the race. You can see the teams they're gonna back into their spots so that when the noon whistle goes, they can just pedal straight out of their parking spot and get into the flow. And then they're all gonna start going around and around and around the plaza until all of the machines are moving. And then Rampmeister, remember that guy who was stopping machines with his force of will earlier? That was doing the brake test. Rampmeister is gonna, once he decides that all the teams are moving, he will open up the gate, open up the ramp, and then all the teams will fire out past him into the Arcata Bottoms, and they will.
That's quite something, Rampmeister, to
trying to keep people from walking into the cameras.
Yeah.
There we go.
Rampmeister.
So you can see Rampmeister
taking his life in his hands.
This is from earlier today, him doing the brake test. So that's not Rampmeister. He's over there in the hat on the other side there. But he's the one who's going to be watching the teams as they are going around and around during the Le Mans style start. One of the rules also says that the pit crews have to be out of the way for that.
Who has to be out of the way?
The pit crews.
Oh.
So you can have, like the pit crews and the peons. I mean, for example, June Moxon's team, they have 1-2 pilot craft, and they probably have 30 people on bikes. And they need for the, situational awareness.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff here they had to step over
They
to
had
do
to
that.
make their way through. It's awesome.
Okay, anyway. So the rule is that then the pit crews and the peons are supposed to not follow their team around. So ideally during the race, it's only kinetic sculptures that are actually in it, because there might be 30, 35 of them. How many do you think we have here? There's at least 35. 44, 45 teams. 45 teams, that's a lot of teams. And they're all going to be in, once again, experimental craft. Some of these have been tested. Some of them were finished being welded this morning. So did they do a brake test? Yeah. I've also done a brake test where we didn't hit Rampmeister, but we did not have brakes. Well, I should say that was on Dwayne Flatmo's team one year when he, the brakes locked up in the dunes. So we had brakes on the plaza, and then the sand and the salt out in the dunes actually destroyed the brake drum, and it totally locked up, which we didn't really notice because we had 2 sets of brakes. But then when we went down Lolita Hill, you like go through your first set of brakes, pull the other brake, and it's just not there.
Oh dear, that's exciting.
Yeah, especially when you're going down a big grade like that, it can be definitely really intense.
There's Team 420 warming up. This
Looking
is
festive.
it.
That's definitely some scary clowns.
Yeah.
Bikes are definitely important.
So then how do they know, like when they go around the plaza, how do they know which one goes out first? Does you have to go around 3 times and then you exit, or how does that work?
They say that there's that they'll open it or they'll run around a certain number of times, but it's really Rampmeister's just looking for when everybody's moving. And then he's gonna look for a gap in the flow of things so that he can open the gate and there's really obvious who's the first one to go out. He's just looking for a sort of a natural gap. So it's currently 30 seconds to noon, or real noon. We have no idea if real noon is going to be kinetic noon. We are out of the street. Well, we're not out of the street. We're out of the street that counts. And you can see the crowd is crammed in behind us here. Yep. Teams are all on one side of the street. That team needs to get out of the way. Is that the Norwegian flag?
I think it's...
They need to get, wherever they are, they need to get out of the way. Norway, get out of the way.
Norway, get out of the way.
Okay,
I think they're trying.
So they actually, the Arcata used to have a noon siren that went off every day on the fire department, and it got retired.
It did.
There they go. But it's back. Now they're running across
yet
the
again,
street.
Norway has an advantage because they're already in motion.
They're already in motion. They're going to get penalized for that. So now they're running across. You see they're getting in. Some of the first teams are actually managing to go. Goddess Racing.
Here they go.
They're getting into motion now, and they're going to start going around and around the plaza. Team Goddess Racing going for an ace. Many of these teams, the ace teams, are going to jump out first.
Shania Train.
That's right. They're doing they might be doing 2 sirens this year. So they have an ace siren, so the teams that are acing can get out and go first. And then they'll have a second siren for the non-ace teams. And that's so that the teams that are actually racing, that are trying to get a good time, that are trying to get out to those Manila dunes and get up and down Dead Man's Drop as quickly as they can get out and go first. And then these other teams that are just there for the party, that are just there for the glory and having fun, they can go along second and not be in the way of the ace teams. There's also a honk and pass rule, which says that if a team comes up behind you and honks, you are obliged to move over to the right and allow them to pass you on the left. The Nuremberg, the Nürburgring rules. You have to get out of the way.
I like the Nuremberg ring rules. It's a whole other set of rules.
Those also apply in kinetics.
It's nice to see all the parts in motion too. With we got some flames going on.
So the apple peddlers.
Yeah, apple peddlers.
They're insects, as formerly Team Bigfoot.
Yeah.
They're working out of Mendenhall Studios in Eureka.
Oh,
which is a really cool artist collective over there. Team Half Fast is coming out of there too. They're always open for Arts Alive, so you can go check it.
Go check that out. You do a broadcast on Arts.
I do.
And check that out as well.
On KEET's YouTube channel.
Yeah. So much happens on that Friday night market and Arts Alive.
In Eureka, yeah.
In Eureka, yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, we go out and do a show called Old Town Art Crawl. If you like YouTube, go to KEET's YouTube channel and check us out. Some other great stuff on there. KEET's doing a lot of great local programming. So happy that we're doing...
There's Mayhem.
There they are, Kinetic Mayhem, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Kinetic Mayhem. I'm just so happy that we have a PBS station that is willing and able to do this kind of thing, to come out and cover something like the Kinetic Grand Championship live. Has been a huge amount.
And if you're not a member of KEET TV, there's always an opportunity. You get great programming when you're a member of KEET TV.
There goes Fun Guy.
Yeah. Nice. So I encourage community members to get out there and support our local PBS station.
Yeah, and you can support Kinetics by coming out to watch it. Obviously, here on the plaza, we're coming up on the end of this particular event. Once these machines get out onto the race course, we're going to close down this live broadcast. But then we're going to be broadcasting from the water entry tomorrow. But today, you can go to kineticgrandchampionship.com or pick up a local weekly paper and grab one of those Spectator's guides, and you can go to Dead Man's Drop if you're up for a hike. You can see them coming over the bridges into Eureka. You can go to Halverson Park at the after party there, where they got food and vendors, merch booths, and the teams are going to be crossing the finish line.
There they go. Now everyone's leaving out. The Acers are out in the...
Is it open? Oh, there it goes.
So.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So the Ace teams are going to leave the plaza, and then I think we're probably going to get... Is everybody moving now? It's hard to tell here. I think we still got some people still, but they're going to keep going until everybody's moving, and then they get out into the world. Whoa!
A little bit of
something's happening.
A little fish. That's the what's their name? It's very clever. Cod. Oh man, I was like cod's.
Spawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Spawn of the Dead. That one.
Yeah.
And there's the Shania Train.
Yeah.
And the Grateful Squid. I like the Grateful Squid.
I like the Grateful Squid.
I'm fond of
fun.
I'm fond of cephalopods.
I like that the Paranormal Society is in the Ace category.
If you are out and about and around in Humboldt County this weekend, definitely come see the Grand Championship in person. It is a spectacle not to be missed. This is a bucket list thing. Speaking of KEET's programming, Bucket List, another great show on KEET TV. But do come out and see them if you want to see these in person. And the great thing is you can catch them all over the county. If you go to kineticgrandchampionship.com and look at the race map, the Spectator's Guide, there's a map there, and you can see where the course is. And I highly recommend getting to somewhere on the course and then biking or hiking up course. So like if you were right now to start at the Manila Dunes Community Center and bicycle to Arcata right now, you would pass, on flat ground, you would pass every single Kinetic team as you made your way up here, and all going past you, all fresh-faced and pedaling hard. Biking and hiking is highly encouraged here in this human-powered race. One thing they definitely don't want you to do is follow the race in a car, or follow along or be on the race course along with the racers in a car. There are places where they go onto the public road, but they can't stop you from driving near them, but they sure do like it when you don't.
Now all the outriders and all the peons join their machines and get ready for the glory of these days, of this May-long weekend annual event here in Humboldt County. How exciting.
Right, they've reached the finish line, which is the start of the race. They made it. They're in it now.
The start of the race.
Can't stop them if we wanted to.
No, they're going to go down 8th Street, make their way out through the bottoms, and go towards the dunes, Dead Man's Drop, catch them at the Manila Dunes. How exciting.
Yeah, Manila Dunes is a really fun party. You can go out there, grab a drink, get something to eat, get to Halverson Park, go support Kinetic Universe, the Kinetic Grand Championship. See it in person if you can, but if you can't, you can follow us here live on KEET TV and streaming at keet.org, probably. Tomorrow morning we're going to be out here for the water, and I hear that in Eureka at the water entry starting at 10 o'clock, and then on Monday we're going to go to the finish line. So I want to thank you for joining us here on the plaza for the start. Thank you to my co-host, Jackie D.
Thanks for inviting me. For the glory being screamed behind us. What an appropriate crescendo to end the broadcast.
Okay, it's all for the glory. Come enjoy the Kinetic Grand Championship. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Goodbye. A whole other set of rules.
Those also apply.
It's nice to see all the parts. Please. Yeah, exactly.
Later today, the teams are going to head out to, they'll go out to Samoa Dunes. All of those things all at once. Why isn't everybody using that? Well, since there's half fiberglass, it's hard to do. But it turns out that wheel has no plan B, and the
bees, and the bees being the, you got to get the bees back to save the world.
There's no planet B. Ended up, got inside. It's one of these like.
There's so many machines and races.
So building something out of mild steel conduit, it's inexpensive and it's easy to work with, but it rusts by putting helium-filled balloons inside of a sleeping bag and then attaching that to their sculpture from the underside. So technically, helium is
if you were flying, if you were lifting.
If you were.